destroy me. And I have many other places such as this, all over the world. As for the order and mankind, nothing can stop their demise, let alone a monster like you.
And this is exactly what we're dealing with. This is a truth bomb. I'm not actually saying that you have all these weird creatures running like lizard people and shit like that. I don't know anything about that, but I do know that there's evil and there is good, and these creatures that are in control of our governments, our local governments, our the federal government, everything that you were taught as a child, that you had rights and you have all these things that you're entitled to at birth, just aren't true. You have literally, we are up against probably the most evil people that's ever set foot in society. They're not like us. They cannot be reasoned with. They cannot be. You cannot negotiate with them, and you sure as hell can't petition these people. And all the things that I said a few weeks ago in my prior videos about what's going on in Ukraine, about the B labs, and all the stuff that I was telling you guys when I couldn't even say it on the on my video without being taken down by YouTube. And I was completely right about it, and I didn't want to be right about it, but everybody's like, "Oh, you're conspiracy theorists and stuff." This is my advice to everybody that's subscribed to my channel, or anybody that comes across this video. The first thing you need to do is focus on yourself. You cannot listen to anybody on television, any of the mainstream media, the journalists, any of these people. They're corrupt beyond comprehension. You have to get your own. You have to think for yourself. And the people that are gone, they're gone. There's sheep out there. You're not gonna. Don't even waste your energy trying to help these people. They're not ever going to change their mind. Matter of fact, there was a guy back in the 80s. His name was Igor. He is from Russia. He explained how propaganda how it works, and how they used it in Russia, and how effective they were using it in Western culture. And it was just getting involved. It started in the 70s and really concentrated in the 70s and 80s, and then of course with President Reagan and Gorbachev, there was a lot of tension. The Cold War was there. All that stuff is true. As far as the animosity that America and we've had against Russia since I've been a kid. I just turned 50 last year, so for 50 years I've been hearing about how Russia this and China that, and we're enemies and arch enemies. And I worked in an industry where I actually worked with different varieties of people from all around the world, and none of the people that I've ever met from Russia or Ukraine or Czech Republic or Slovakia or any places like that, they've always been cool. They've always been nice people, super hardworking people, just like us. Don't want to have no problems with anybody. Just want to work a job. Just want to have fun and enjoy life. We're from different countries, but we all need the same things. We all need to be, we all need food and shelter and water. We need to be loved. We need to have compassion. We're all that way. The problem is the people that we are dealing with are devils. Just like this guy was saying, they're literally dealing with devils. Okay, there is a such thing as the devil, and there is demons, and these are demons you're dealing with, and God is going to help us fight these things and get this stuff worked out. But as I said before, I don't care what anybody says about me personally. I don't care what anybody thinks about me. My channel's not monetized. I'm talking to my friends that are on here that want to know what's going on. And what's going on is, like I said in my previous videos, Ukraine and Russia have been going at this since 2014. I mean, they literally set a coup up to put a puppet in office in Ukraine. The Bidens are doing mad business over there for God knows how long. Hundreds of millions of dollars is going in and out of that family. Everybody in Congress is corrupt. Everybody in the Senate is corrupt. You need term limits in the Senate. You need term limits in Congress. You need to have laws against lobbyists and politicians that take their money. You need Medicare for all. You need a working wage. Living wages in this country. People, there needs to be programs to help guys that are up there. That turn in their 40s and need to find different occupations and stuff like that to help people get trained and to do better things with their lives if they want to. And the programs out there to make our country and our society a better place to live in. You are not a corporate entity. You're not Mr. or Mrs. such and such. You're a living, breathing person. So these things that these people are trying to tell you that you're under them and all, and you have to do what they tell you, and these statues and all that, it does not apply to you. Okay, that's another video that I can tell you about that too. But you need to learn how to really question everything that you see on television, everything that you see in life, and and don't get worried about what may happen or what's going to happen, because what's going to happen is going to happen. And there's nothing we're going to do as people right now to stop this, because there's, like I said, you're not going to get enough people to stop this from happening because there's just too many sheeps. If you look at this movie V Vendetta, it explains exactly what's going to happen in the next 10 years or sooner, the way we're going. I would give it about another month, and we're going to be at $10 a gallon for gasoline all around the United States. It's going to be, the average price is going to be between $7 to $10 a gallon. And if you have a few bucks while the stock's down, you might as well make money off of it, just like the rest of these criminals. You might as well go buy yourself some Exxon and some Mobil and all this stuff and Murphy gas and all of it. So when it goes up in price, you can actually get your money back, because you're going to be getting tanked literally at these gas tanks. And like I said, the only way to stop this, you need the laws, like I was mentioning, and no protest. Don't go to any of these protests. Just have a complete work stoppage. Every field, every gas station, every attendant, every Amazon employee, everybody except the medical field for obvious reasons. But as I said, just to convince people that the NFL is rigged and scripted, people just won't even let that go. And of course, they don't realize they're literally supporting people in the people that the Russians are fighting are literally neo-Nazis. Not because you like to use the word Nazi because someone says something about your gender or anything like that. I'm talking about real ones that don't mind telling you that shit. And they're thugs. And what they're doing to these people, they're capturing, they capture soldiers, they're torturing them. And people on Twitter are promoting torture. Obviously, you don't do nothing like that in war to soldiers. I've known people that were in Vietnam and were tortured, okay? I know I've met a lot of people in my life that have gone through some serious shit, and it's against the convenient code anyway. This is not legal. It's war crimes, and you got people on Twitter going, "Well, it's the Russians." I don't care who it is. You don't do these things in war. It's war crimes, and the people that are doing it should be held accountable for it. And as I said, when we have a work stoppage, you hold these people and these politicians accountable for their actions. They need to stand trial, and they need to be held accountable for the laws that the common laws that we go by in the world to make things right and just. And a lot of people don't realize that all these people are related together. They're all related. The family members are everywhere. It's amazing to me that more people don't understand how many of these people are actually related together. Actually related. Well, I mean, like for Hillary Clinton is Donald Trump's 19th cousin. Okay, they're related, blood related. Hillary Clinton is related to Donald Trump. I knew that for a long time. That's why she's at his wedding. They're not just friends, they're actually blood relatives. And then here's a fun fact. Obama's mother, no one would ever believe this, but it's true. You can look it up. Obama's mother is was related to Hitler, Adolf Hitler. So Obama is I think he's the great grandson of Adolf Hitler. So like I said, if you're in power, especially world leaders, they're all related. It's all bloodline. That's the families. That's just what everybody's talking about. That's all the things. They're demons. They're devil worshippers. Whatever you want to call them, Luciferians. And the only way to stop this is to stop. just don't comply with any of the shit. It worked for Gandhi. He liberated India, and the no violence, and that's how you do it. Don't go out in the streets and protest. Don't do any of that shit. This, like I said, there was only a few people on YouTube trying to warn people about the truck convoy. Jake the asshole was out there saying, "Don't do that. Don't go to these things." He was 100% right about that. And like I said, everybody's telling truths. And then you got guys out here trying to start arguments and fights with everybody in the YouTube community that's trying to explain stuff to people and help people out because their feelings get hurt or whatever. And I'm at a point right now. We don't even know if World War III is going to start next week or something like that. And I don't want to live this earth having people angry with me or me angry with anybody else. So any kind of beef that I have with anybody, I'm done with it. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they do. And I hope that best for them. I wish them the best. I mean, everybody. I'm serious. We don't have time for this, man. It's serious times. It's the worst I've ever seen it in my lifetime. And I got friends of mine that are older than me in their 80s, man, and they are saying the same shit. Okay? So we need to just expose this shit as much as we can, share as much stuff as as we can do. And as I showed you in the middle of this in the beginning of this is the type of stuff we're dealing with. These people are apathetic. They're not human to me. They have lost their humanity a long time ago. So the only way we're going to be able to do this is to disassociate ourselves from those type of people and have a civilized society. And that's the only way to do it is by not getting involved in anything they're doing and just have a work stoppage until our demands are met. We outnumber them, and that's good. And just don't do violence. And you need law and order in this world, or you'd have complete anarchy. And I don't care how much armor you have. I don't care how much guns you have. I don't care all that. You ain't gonna stand a chance against thousands of hungry people or gangs that are just gonna be roaming the streets because they're gonna have the same shit you have, and you're gonna be lucky if they murder you because they're gonna, it's just like any of those crazy movies back in the day. And it will never come to that, God willing. But if people don't really get out of this shell they're in and start saying, "Hey, this don't make sense. This Ukraine thing don't make sense." And have you noticed how the virus is gone now? No more worries about that. Don't you worry about that face mask. Just send some money to Ukraine. It's all a bunch of bullshit now. You know what I mean? It exposes itself, and that's what they do. Just like the rest of these politicians and everybody like that, they all expose themselves by their own actions and the words they choose to use, and the words that they use, they don't go by what they're saying they're going to do anyway. So that's how you catch them, and you can't petition them. Like I said, they're just they're not like us, and everybody on here, I really pray for everybody. We need to really get ourselves put together a lot better than we are. People, like I said, they won't even believe that the NFL is rigged and scripted. And like when I was growing up, I thought wrestling was real when I was a little kid, until I was like about 11 or 12 or 13, like around that age. It was a little teenager. We were, we used to wrestle all the time, my friends and I, and then you get hurt, and then they never get hurt, or, they're not bleeding and stuff. And we're like, wait a minute, these guys should be bleeding. And, we knew it was fake. Same with the NFL, because I can't tell you how many people said to me in the NFL, well, people have died in the NFL playing in the NFL. I was like, I don't know anybody that's ever died on the field. There's the only guy that's ever died on the field is a guy had a heart attack in the stands when Frank Gifford got knocked out by Chuck Bernard in the 50s game. Chuck Bernard hit Frank Gifford so hard he knocked him out, and a guy had a heart attack in the stands. And then I think a guy had a heart attack when Jerome Bettis fumbled the ball against the Colts. So the players haven't been killed, but people have died in WWE. And, one of the Hart brothers died. There's quite a few people that have been injured, really badly. And then steroids, Chris Boite, or how do you say his name? He's a French fella. He was world champ and stuff, and he supposedly... Well, he did. I mean, this is the report. He, murdered his family and then shot himself because he was depressed or whatever. So, yeah, people play sports, and even if it's rigged and scripted, you still can get hurt. But that's another thing. this goes to show you that if you believe stuff when you're seeing with your eyes that's in, that should tell you, hey, this shit's fake as it gets. You don't believe that, and then you're literally supporting neo Nazis that would execute you if they ever seen you in real life. I mean, if you're Jewish, Christian, even atheists, if you're not what they are, you're done. You're done. You know, me and my friends used to fight those assholes in school. They were first it was growing up. There was the KKK down here, and then it was the National Alliance. Then FSU, Friends Standing United. We used to get in fights with these guys in high school and shit. They'd come in with their fucking boots on and stuff and start fucking shit with our friends and stuff because we all played sports and surfed and stuff. I had a variety of different friends, and we'd fucking literally fight these guys after school almost every day or during class or whatever because they were so fucking off the chain. Now they're allowed to say whatever they want to say and do whatever they want to do, but there's consequences, just like there's going to be consequences for us fucking with Russia. Our dollar's going to tank faster than a brick in the ocean, okay? I'll give it another few months. And I just want to explain something. There's a thing called the world currency. Okay, so what happens is, like, you got two different countries that want to do business. Let's say Japan and China. They want to do business, or let's say somebody else. Let's say Japan and India. They want to do business together. They each have different currencies. One uses yen, and I think the other is ruble or something like that. And anyway, the currency goes up and down, so there's no consistent price on it. So what happens is you have the American currency, which people do business with because it stays the same, pretty much stays the same. So they'll trade the American currency for their currency so they can use to do business, so they can trade back and forth with other countries. Now, what's going on now is because you're messing with places like Russia and all the things that are going on with all these sanctions and the inflation, superinflation, and gas prices and everything else combined, this was all a tactical move on their part to crash our economy for one main purpose. And their main purpose, and this is their end game. This is what I think is their end game. This Ukraine's just another distraction. It isn't World War III. What it is they want digital currency and they want digital passports so they can control every aspect of your life. Literally. You think you're living in a police state now? They can turn your money off anytime they want to. They can make it to where you can't travel nowhere. They make it to where you can't even get to work if you use your card to try to go on the bus to go to work or something like that. You won't be able to travel. You won't be able to do nothing. You won't be able to buy groceries. And you listen to Don Lemonheads and guys like that. No passport, no groceries. He's even telling you. See, as I say, they tell you truth bombs in everything they do. They're telling you what their main thing is. And now you mark my words, and I was right about the biolabs, and I'm right about this. Once that digital currency goes through, it's a done deal for everybody, dude. Anybody can have access to that. They can crack into it. They can hack into it. It is intangible things. So this is what their end game is, and they're trying to literally crash the dollar so that would happen, And that's why I'm doing all this stuff right now to try to tell people what's going on so you'll, wake up to this and not be, traumatized later on. So, well, that's it for now. I'll get back with you later, but Ashley's home. I'm going to make her some dinner, so I'll talk to you guys later.